Lincoln Mayor Leary and Gaylor Baird, our Grand Marshal John Stevens Berry Jr., and we have Lincoln City Councilwoman Sandra Washington, and we will be joined shortly by by Nebraska football legend Johnny Rodgers. We're grateful that you can be here today, and we're especially grateful to our sponsors, especially our major sponsor this year, Sandhills Global. We'll begin today. Just so you know, the parade has already started down Lincoln High, and we'll be glad to hear now from our Grand Marshal, John Stevens Berry Jr., and he will be followed by Lincoln Mayor Leary and Gaylor Baird.
First and foremost, thank you, veterans. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly and Mayor Gaylor Baird. I'm not here today to celebrate you. I am here to challenge you. About a year ago, one of my colleagues came to me and said, John, we have to do more for the veterans. I want to be involved. I know that you guys have done so much and you've suffered so much. And he went on and on about how the veteran community needed his business's support. And I told him, we don't need you, you need us. And there are some misconceptions about veterans out there. The number one misconception is the size of the veteran community. People say, well, you're one of the 1%ers. That's not correct. While there are 1.4 million members of the military community in the United States of America, there are 19 million veterans. We comprise over 8% of the population. The other misconception has to do with our education, that we are uneducated. The veteran is much more educated than the average American. In fact, 37.7% of veterans either have associate's degrees or some college. 28% of veterans have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, or doctorates. But the reason why they need us the most is because our country needs real leaders now, more than ever. It seems that our country is more divisive and that our leaders are less trusted more than ever. Now let me tell you how they fixed that for us day one in basic training or boot camp if you were there. You probably remember. They lined up 16 of us, and we were from every origin, religion, race. And they had all 16 of us march over to the latrine. And the first guy in line was handed 4 bars of soap. And the drill sergeant said, all right, men, you have 5 minutes to shower and change. And in that moment, not only did we get clean, but we started building a team. And when we learned that lesson, it continued throughout our careers. You see, it didn't matter your gender, your sexual orientation, your race, your religion. What mattered was whether you could trust the service member on your left or on your right to perform their job and to perform it to standard. You see, we all took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And then we were called on that oath when our country called us to war or to a deployment. And we were charged with not only completing the mission, but protecting the lives of America's best, America's sons and daughters who were under our care. And we did the best that we could. When I think of Veterans Day, I think of a speech that President Reagan gave decades ago, in which he said, for those that believe that we live in a time where there are no heroes, well, they just don't know where to look. And decades later, he was right. Because you're not going to find heroes on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any social media. You will not find veterans on the football field, the basketball court, or the baseball diamond. And you will not find a hero in Washington, D.C. because heroism is the antithesis of bureaucracy. We need leaders who can step up and do what's right. And so when my children ask, how do I find a hero? I tell them this: If you want to find a hero, you must go on a journey. And on that journey, you must swear a solemn oath. You must leave your friends and your family. You must meet new people. And you must be pushed past your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual limits. And then you must be rebuilt. And then you must learn to lead without authority and without a title. Then you must earn a promotion. And then, and only then, you must look in the mirror. And that is where you will see a hero. To my fellow veterans, my challenge to you today and every day is to go out and be that hero to someone today. Lead your community. Lead your company. But most importantly, lead yourself to a bigger and better future and lead by example. So to my fellow veterans, my heroes, America's warriors, my call to action to you is go out and be a hero to someone today. Thank you, and thank you for your service.
Oh, Mr. Berry, thank you so much for your comments and for your service to our nation and for being our Grand Marshal this year. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Veterans Day weekend. Thank you all to our veterans for your service to our country and to your families for their sacrifice and support of your service. And thank you all for coming out today. We got a good weather weekend for you, and we're so excited for this parade to get started. I'm really happy to be joined here today by Lieutenant Governor Kelly and by Mr. Stevens-Berry, by Deb Shore from Congressman Flood's office, by City Council Member Sandra Washington, and of course Roy Christensen, and my former colleague on the City Council who helped found this parade. And to the Lincoln Veterans Parade Board of Directors, Mr. Bunch, I'm looking at you, thank you for your efforts to organize this incredible tribute to our veterans. The City of Lincoln is a proud sponsor and proud to be among the many sponsors who help make this incredible event possible. But this parade is special this year. We are welcoming our guests and neighbors from the Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard out of Fort Riley, Kansas. And we're also welcoming Heisman Trophy winner Johnny the Jet Rogers, who's marching in this year's parade and raising money for his new scholarship fund that helps veterans pay for college tuition. Let's give our visitors and heroes a welcome. And the theme of this year's parade, as Roy mentioned, is Veterans in Business. That also distinguishes this event. Our community is fortunate to have a group of veterans whose entrepreneurial spirit builds on their patriotic spirit. Here's just one example of how a local veteran has used his success in business to benefit other veterans in the community. In 1969, Jim Chadha was an Army combat engineer in Vietnam, building bridges, doing field patrols, and performing daily mine sweeps. And that summer, an ambush wounded Mr. Chadha. He was consequently given a Purple Heart. And he continued to serve on light duty before returning home to Nebraska to finish his law degree and raise his family. He went on to graduate from the University of Nebraska College of Law, and over the years he's used his business and his professional expertise to advocate for legal and policy changes to better serve our veterans. And he recently was a major contributor to the opening of the Aging Partners Center out at Victory Park, a new center that is serving veterans as well as seniors. In fact, since we opened it, veterans' participation in the center has increased by more than 400%. We're so grateful to be able to care for our seniors, to honor them and their loyalty to our country. To all our veterans and veterans' families, you have sacrificed for us, you have served us. We deeply appreciate and honor that service and sacrifice today, but also every day. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. Let's enjoy today's parade.
And our first members of the parade are approaching up the street from the east. Over 28 countries and participated in 15 combat tours. Folks, these troopers represent all of the soldiers that keep us free. The Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to meet the troopers and their horses after the parade in the parking lot located on the south side of the Capitol building.
We foster true patriotism, love of country, and aid in securing for mankind the blessings of liberty. Deborah Avery Chapter has the distinction of being the first chapter in Nebraska to be chartered in May of 1895. There are currently 84 members of the Deborah Avery from diverse backgrounds and with a variety of interests. We are always welcoming new members to our patriotic and service-oriented organization. We are looking forward to celebrating America's 250th birthday coming up in 2026.
The Cornhusker Model A Club of Lincoln was founded by a group of Ford Model A enthusiasts in 1959. The club in 1960 became a chapter of the national organization, Model A Ford Club of America, becoming one of the earliest and thus oldest chapters in the world. The Cornhusker Model A Club will be observing its 65th anniversary in 2025. The Ford Model A was manufactured for only 4 years, 1928 to 31, with approximately 5 million produced worldwide from 30 countries. The club has 40 family memberships, comprised of 72 individual members from Lincoln and surrounding communities who own a wide variety of Model A cars and Model AA trucks.
American Legion Post 1919 wants to thank all veterans for their military service and continued service in their communities. As we celebrate our women veterans this year, Post 1919 is proud to announce 30% of the Post membership consists of women veterans. Women have served in America's wars and conflicts throughout our history. There is so much history about women veterans to be told, and it's important that women continue to be recognized for their service and sacrifice. To our sisters in arms, thank you for your bravery, commitment, sacrifice, and service to our country. As the newest American Legion Post in Nebraska, Post 1919 welcomes all veterans and their families to join us.
The Military Order of the Purple Heart. Combat wounded military veterans from all wars serving other veterans. This unit is comprised of individual veterans and their family, here to show pride in service and of their fellow veterans. Thank you for your service. Each year, Honor and Remember Nebraska chapter exists to ensure families of fallen military and first responder heroes know their loved ones are perpetually honored in word and deed. The chapter presents Honor and Remember and Honor and Sacrifice flags to families of fallen military and first responder heroes. Embroidered on each flag is the fallen hero's rank, name, date of death, and country or community of death. The chapter has also started the Nebraska Memorial Forest, planting 7,100 trees for 7,100 Nebraska fallen heroes. Each tree individually dedicated and named for a Nebraska military or first responder fallen hero. Trees will be in all 93 counties. For more information or to volunteer or donate, visit honorandremembernebraska.org.
The Civil Air Patrol 155th Composite Squadron, Lincoln, Nebraska. Civil Air Patrol is the Air Force civilian auxiliary devoted to cadet programs, emergency services, aerospace education. Cadets in the program are aged 12 to 21, where they learn teamwork, discipline, and practical leadership skills. For more information, go civilairpatrol.com.
Smithfield Foods is an American food company with agricultural roots and a global reach. On behalf of their 60,000 team members, including more than 450 at their facility here in Lincoln, Smithfield wishes all our veterans a happy Veterans Day and would like to thank the brave men and women for their service to our country. Smithfield is passionate about supporting the communities where their employees work, live, and raise their families. The company was recently named a Best for Vets employer by Military Times for the third consecutive year. Through their Helping Our Heroes initiative, Smithfield is committed to hire 4,000 veterans by 2025 and has launched various programs to support the transition from military to civilian. Let's hear it for this local company and their employees who are helping to feed the world by producing good food responsibly.
This vehicle is a 1948 Buick Special four-door sedan. It was the entry-level luxury car for 1948. It is a survivor car with less than 42,000 original miles and is pretty much as it was when it left the factory. Tom Siddell is the owner and driver of this car and a Cold War veteran. He served in Frankfurt, Germany with the 3rd Armored Division HQCO as a helicopter mechanic from 1969 to 1971.
And next, a 1957 Chevy Bel Air station wagon, Robert and Dolores Rotel, and their customized 1957 Chevy Bel Air station wagon. Rob served in the Navy from 1965 to 1972.
The National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 8. We are affiliated with the Lincoln Central Labor Union and the Nebraska State American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations. Our branch was founded in 1889. We deliver mail to the citizens of Lincoln, Beatrice, Crete, and Friend, Nebraska. Many of our members are former service members of the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force. These men and women have continued their civil service with the Postal Service once leaving their respective branches of the military.
And next, the United States Marine Corps recruiters.
The Cornhusker Council Boy Scouts of America has a long-standing tradition of service and support to our nation's veterans. It is the mission of the Boy Scouts of America to prepare young people to make ethical choices over their lifetime by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful,
Next, we welcome American Legion Post and auxiliary members from Post 342 of Lincoln since 1975. They are 165 members strong in service to the community. They meet every second Thursday of the month at Living Free Methodist Church, American Legion Post 342 and auxiliary.
Veterans of foreign wars in Post 3606 and Post 131 of Lincoln, Nebraska. Veterans are still serving after their service has ended, dedicated to their community and also to their fellow veterans. VFW Post 3606 and Post 131.
The Lincoln Veterans Administration Regional Office is located at 3800 Village Drive in Lincoln. Service members, their families, and survivors are invited to request information on VA benefits, including disability compensation, pension, fiduciary, education, veterans readiness, and employment, home loans, and insurance. In addition to information on VA benefits, veterans may initiate an intent to file and request assistance with filing compensation and pension benefits.
The Department of Nebraska and the Dakotas, Sons Veterans Reserve Honor Guard, Nebraska Rangers, proudly honoring the heritage of the 1st Nebraska Volunteer Infantry of the Civil War and all veterans.
The Lincoln Firefighters Association represents more than 300 firefighters, paramedics, fire mechanics, and fire inspectors in Lincoln and in South Sioux City. This union works to provide our firefighters with a safe workplace, fair wages, proper benefits, and an honorable retirement deserved by those who spend their lives serving the community. A large number of members of the Lincoln Firefighters Association are veterans and military members in the armed forces. IAFF Local 644 greatly appreciates and proudly supports these members and all others who have served or continue to serve in defending the country.
Today they will be performing their school fight song as well as the tribute to America.
Cobalt Credit Union is your financial partner for life. Locally owned by its members and recognized for their community involvement, Cobalt helps members achieve their financial goals with better banking, financial planning, home buying, financial education, retirement planning, commercial banking services, and much more. Connect with Cobalt through video banking and bank with them from anywhere. Anyone can join to become a member, federally insured by NCUA.
Lancaster County 4-H is open to youth ages 5 to 18. The University of Nebraska Lincoln Extension 4-H Youth Development Program supports school enrichment programming, leadership opportunities, after-school programs, and more than 80 active 4-H clubs. Lancaster County 4-H is proud to support our veterans.
SSVF, Supportive Services for Veterans Families program, works to help homeless or near homeless veterans, both individuals and families, get access to housing and services. The goal of the SSVF program is to provide services and case management to focus on obtaining stable and permanent housing. Some services SSVF can provide are past due rent, rental deposit, and budget planning assistance. Call them today to see if you qualify. 308-202-1324, the Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership.
Riding in the 2003 Chevy 50th Anniversary Corvette, please welcome Miss Capital City 2024, Courtney Kalin. Courtney is a Midland University graduate and works as a labor and delivery nurse at Methodist Fremont Health. During her year as Miss Capital City, she will be promoting her community service initiative, Someone's Lifeline, Donate Blood. Courtney will compete for the title of Miss Nebraska 2024 in June.
Riding in the 2005 Mercedes-Benz, please welcome Miss Lincoln's Teen 2024, Janae Harris, and Miss Capital City's Teen 2024, Abby Howard. Janae is a junior at Millard North High School and will be promoting her community service initiative, Lolo's Angels, which raises funds for pediatric cancer research. In June, Janae and Abby will travel to North Platte to compete for Miss Nebraska's Teen Crown. Courtney, Janae, and Abby would like to thank all the men and women who have bravely served and sacrificed for our freedom and nation this Veterans Day.
The vehicle Rita Gardner is driving today was designed by her husband, Dave Gardner, a proud Marine Corps veteran who passed away 3 years ago. Mr. Gardner was a huge participant in ongoing Heroes Across Nebraska. They help paralyzed and disabled veterans in Nebraska to live a better quality of life by getting out of their homes and participating in SPARKS. Rita is representing Gold Star Wives. The group works to preserve and enhance benefits to surviving United States military families. Today and every day, we are grateful for their service and lift up these Gold Star families in support and in prayers.
Members of Nebraska Chapter 2 Blue Star Mothers of America have children currently serving in the military or children who are veterans. Blue Star moms support their military children while promoting patriotism. Their projects include sending care packages to service members deployed around the globe, assisting veterans organizations, and organizing the annual Our Community Salutes event, honoring high school seniors who will enter the military after graduation. Blue Star Mothers of America began in 1942 during World War II. Mothers volunteered in hospitals, train stations, packed care packages for service members, and were part of Homeland Security during times of war. Over the years, membership waned, but with increases in military activity the last 20 years, mothers once again started hanging Blue Star flags in their windows, proclaiming pride that they have children protecting our freedom, and the group is growing in strength.
Here come the Girl Scouts. You may know them for their cookies, but did you know it's the largest girl-serving organization in Nebraska with more than 19,000 members? Nationally, there are close to 2.5 million girl and adult members who believe that girls can change the world. In Girl Scouts, girls go camping, explore the outdoors, work on STEM activities, learn leadership skills, and perform community service projects. The Girl Scouts.
The Realtors Association of Lincoln are proud sponsors of the North Star High School Marching Band and the Lincoln Veterans Parade. The Lincoln North Star High School Pride of the Bayou Marching Band is proud to march today and honor our heroes and veterans for serving, sacrificing, and protecting our freedom and homeland. Please clap along as the Marching Gators perform Troopers Battle Hymn and the LNS fight song, Gator Pride. Here comes American Legion, post number 3. Honor Guard, Blue Team 6. They're followed by Fred Castillo with fellow post members in his original 1971 Chevelle. Let's all welcome American Legion, post 3.
Happy 104th anniversary to the American Legion Auxiliary. Founded on November 10th, 1919, the American Auxiliary has been the largest organization in the world dedicated to the service of our veterans, military, and their families. In the spirit of service, not self, the mission of the American Legion Auxiliary is to support the American Legion and to honor the sacrifices of those served by enhancing the lives of our veterans, military, and their families, both at home and abroad. Unit number 3 Auxiliary President is Barb Skillman. For God and country, they advocate for the veterans, educate our citizens, mentor youth, and promote patriotism, good citizenship, peace, and security. Happy 104th birthday!
And we welcome American Legion, post 294. Oltman Messman, post number 294 from Hallam, Nebraska. With us today is Post Adjutant Marilyn Grotrain. She enlisted in March of 1971 and served at Fort Ord, 8th Infantry, Germany, San Antonio, Texas, Kansas National Guard, before retiring with the 55th Air National Guard of Lincoln. American Legion, post 294.
American Legion Riders chapters are well known for their charitable work and have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for children's hospitals, schools, veteran homes, severely wounded service members, and scholarships for wounded warriors and their families. As part of a national program, the American Legion Nationwide Lincoln Chapter 3 is proud to have escorted military units returning home from combat tours overseas. Chapter 3 riders have participated in countless funeral honors for deceased veterans and participated in cross-country fundraising events for wounded warriors from all services.
The Vet Center, the Department of Veterans Affairs, maintains a fleet of 83 mobile vet centers designed to extend the reach of Vet Center through focused outreach, direct service provision, and referral to communities in those considered rural or highly rural. Vet Center is there for our veterans, service members, and their families in need of services. Each mobile unit includes confidential counseling space for direct service provision, as well as a state-of-the-art satellite communications package. This includes fully encrypted teleconferencing, access to all VA systems, and connectivity to emergency response systems.
Lincoln's Classic Rock, 92.9 The Eagle, online at kcgl.com, home of the morning show that rocks with Scott Kay and Joe Starr.
For over 50 years, the Sowers Club, along with its foundation, have been dedicated to sowing goodwill and improving lives in American Nebraska communities. This group of Lincoln businessmen promotes a better quality of life by volunteering time and providing financial assistance to children, the disabled, and the underprivileged through grants and scholarships. Since 1989, the Sowers have donated over $3.5 million to more than 300 nonprofits in Nebraska. Helping the Sowers Club today are Lincoln Lutheran High School football coaches and players.
This is the Lincoln Air Force Junior ROTC program. This leadership development and community service-oriented program is led by Master Sergeant Philip Davey, along with the Cadet Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Isabella Condon Matsky.
Next, the active Air Force and Space Force, the 343rd Recruiting Squadron. On this Veterans Day, we pay tribute to the brave individuals who have defended our nation's freedom. Today, we're honored to have the United States Air Force recruiting team with us. They represent the next generation of patriots who are ready to step forward and protect our great nation. The Air Force offers unique opportunities for those who are dedicated to service and excellence. As we express our gratitude to our veterans, let us also recognize those who continue to answer the call to serve. Thank you to the Air Force recruiting team for their commitment to our country's future. Today, let us honor both our heroes of the past and those who are stepping forward to become heroes of the future.
In this 1967 Camaro, we have Bob Ngaya. Bob is proud to have served in the U.S. Army for 3 years. His last assignment, before being honorably discharged, was with the 11th Armored Cavalry, the Black Horse Regiment. Bob is driving a fully restored 1967 RS SS Camaro. The car's name is Eloise. I wanted a Camaro when they were first introduced in 1966, but couldn't afford one. The base price of the Camaro in September of 1966 was approximately $2,466.
T-Mobile has a long-standing commitment to our military and veterans families. In the last year, they've reaffirmed their dedication through increased hiring commitments, new career assistance programs, community support initiatives, and Magenta military plans, the biggest military discount in the industry. You're invited to try them free for 90 days.
AARP Nebraska salutes and honors everyone, especially women, who have served our great country. There is no greater sacrifice. At AARP, we never take for granted the freedom and the rights that are protected each day. That's why AARP is proud to support veterans and their families and to be a sponsor of the 2023 Lincoln Veterans Parade. AARP is helping veterans face their unique challenges so they can discover their real possibilities. Learn how you can help at aarp.org/veterans.
Next, we welcome American Legion Post 374. American Legion Family Millard Post 374 presents a color and honor guard.
For more than 100 years, Disabled American Veterans mission statement reads, "We are dedicated to a single purpose, empowering veterans to lead the high-quality lives with respect and dignity." DAV accomplishes this all over Nebraska through its Veterans Transportation Network of 24 donated vehicles. DAV, with more than 20 volunteer chapter service officers, 4 department service officers, and 1 national service officer, provides thousands of veterans and their families each year with direct assistance and guidance for service-connected disability claims here in Nebraska.
Barry Law founder John Stephen Perry Sr. is a Vietnam veteran and a Bronze Star recipient. CEO John Barry Jr. served as a company commander in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom and as a platoon leader in Operation Joint Forge in Bosnia. Barry Law has veterans on their teams in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force who have served around the world and in every major conflict since Vietnam. Their staff ranges from E3 to 06 and wear decorations including the Legion of Merit, Bronze Stars, MSMs, Purple Hearts, and dozens of commendation medals. Barry Law's Veterans Disability lawyers work with you to organize and package the evidence and legal arguments necessary for you to get the VA disability benefits you earn. They're proud to have helped thousands of veterans in their fight for increased disability benefits. Barry Law represents veterans in all 50 states and veterans living abroad.
Former Husker player, CFL, NFL Heisman Trophy winner, and College Football Hall of Fame Johnny the Jet Rogers. Johnny has an interesting life in the public eye around his football career. Started in 2018 as the Johnny Rogers Career and Technical Scholarship. These scholarships are awarded to low-income and first-generation students. So far, about 100 students have completed their degree or certification at Metropolitan Community College, with 140 students still enrolled. Jet Award Foundation is the fundraiser for these scholarships. Every year, the Jet Award hosts a gala that will take place April 4th, 2024. Recently, a military veteran eligibility has been added to the scholarship. Barry Law has donated $10,000 to pay the tuition, books, and fees for one veteran who joins the program next fall. On stage at the end of the parade, the Lincoln Veterans Parade Group will be presenting a check for the scholarship program. Find out more about the scholarship program at thejetaward.com.
Salute the troops. Vets Helping Vets Foundation is committed to salute, serve, and support veterans and active military personnel to ensure that every person with military ties in Nebraska and surrounding communities feels respected and appreciated for their service and hopeful for the future. Today, they're supporting the parade and Johnny Rogers in their efforts to serve the veteran community.
Our mission of the Nebraska Department of Veteran Affairs is to honor Nebraska veterans and their families by providing excellent service, assistance, and care through veteran services to help veterans identify and access federal and state benefits, including disability, compensation, pension, and health care available through the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, as well as the Nebraska Veterans Aid Fund, tuition waivers, and other state services. Nebraska State Veterans Homes to ensure eligible veterans and families receive the highest quality assisted living and skilled nursing care at one of 4 nursing homes across Nebraska. And Nebraska Veterans Cemetery at Alliance to ensure eligible veterans and family receive an honorable final resting place maintained to the highest national standards.
Hampton Enterprises proudly celebrates its 75th anniversary of doing business in Lincoln. Since 1948, Hampton has been building relationships with unmatched customer service, whether it's in commercial construction, real estate development, or leasing and property management. Discover the Hampton Way difference today at hampton1.com or give them a call at 489-8858.
Capital City Ford and Mustang Club, the purpose of this organization is the preservation, enjoyment, and the safety of Ford and Mustang owners. It shall be a public servant to the community, and in general shall be for Ford and Mustang owners to get together, have fun through participation in the car events and other social gatherings. Earlier in our parade, you saw a banner about Tyler Goodrich, who served in the Army National Guard for 8 years, from 2012 to 2020. He is currently employed with Nebraska State Corrections. Tyler is married with 2 boys and many other close family members and friends. He went missing Friday, November 3rd around 7:45 p.m. from his house at 1111 West Burnham Road and has not been seen or heard from since. Daily large group searches through Wilderness Park and Pioneers Park have and will continue to be conducted in an effort to find Tyler. If you have any information, if you see or hear anything, please contact the Lincoln Sheriff's Office.
Opened in September 2022, Warhorse Casino is the first casino in the state of Nebraska. Warhorse is the premier destination for an unparalleled gaming experience. Stop in and play your favorite slots or enjoy sports betting or simulcast horse betting. With us today are Warhorse Casino staff and their electric trolley. Warhorse honors their team members who have served, including those marching today, Joyce, Jennifer, and William. Warhorse proudly salutes all veterans and thanks them for their service and bravery.
The mission of the Veterans Memorial Garden Advisory Council shall be to recommend policy to the Director of Parks and Recreation, the City Council, and the Mayor on issues relating to the development, design, programming, and preservation of the Veterans Memorial Garden. All memorials contained in the garden promote public awareness of the garden and to identify and coordinate events to take place in the garden. The garden is located in Enlow Park near All Pavilion. A brick of honor is available for all veterans, living or deceased, veterans organizations, and auxiliary organizations. If you have any questions, please contact 402-441-8258 or director@lincolnparks.org.
United Way and the labor movement share a history of partnership dating back to World War II. The forerunners of both United Way and the American Federation of Labor, Congress of Industrial Organizations, connected unions and their members to the war relief effort by developing a mechanism for payroll deduction. Today, United Way, along with the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations, continue a strong partnership focused on improving life for people who work and those who cannot.
One Source Marketing is honored to support the Lincoln Veterans Parade. They are proud to be highlighting the pride, sacrifice, and service of our American veterans. One Source Marketing believes in the power of branding and design to forge connections, spark inspiration, and propel action. Their services include website design, online stores, trade show displays, and branded products. Thank you, One Source Marketing, for supporting the Lincoln Veterans Parade and military members in the state of Nebraska.
This 1950 Plymouth Deluxe is owned and operated by Dan, Bob, and Pamela Hooken. The veteran-owned vehicle has its original paint, engine, and trim with a 3-speed column shifter.
ALLO recognizes the value of hiring our nation's most valuable assets and the positive impact veterans make to their organization. They have received the 2022 Gold Hire Vets Award and the 2022 Seven Seals Award for their commitment to employ, retain, and support veterans in our communities.
The Lincoln Police Department was formed in July 1870. Started with just 3 members of the force. Lincoln Police Department has grown over the decades and is currently authorized for 366 commissioned officers. Lincoln Police Department is proud to employ a large number of not only veterans, but several active duty personnel as well. LPD has brought out their 1989 Dodge Diplomat that was in service from '89 until 1996, and their 2022 Ford Explorer police cruiser.
U-Haul honors our veterans with our fleet of moving trucks donning U.S. Armed Forces Super Graphics. The U.S. Navy is represented, as U-Haul was founded by a World War II Navy veteran and his wife in 1945. The United We Stand Super Graphic was created after 9/11 to remember the victims and the first responders whose lives were lost back in 2001. The newest U-Haul Super Graphic shows the Ford Island Control Tower, honoring our Pearl Harbor veterans. U-Haul provided the tower, which opened to the public this year with a new elevator, lifting visitors to the observation deck where America's first World War II aviation battlefield can be viewed and its fallen heroes remembered. U-Haul recruits veterans and is proud to be named a top U.S. veteran-friendly employer. It is our privilege to participate in the Lincoln Veterans Parade for the first time in 2022. Thank you, veterans. We honor you today and every day.
The Rough Riders Motorcycle Group, a non-profit organization based in Lincoln, is a group of men who enjoy the freedom of riding their steel horses. The Rough Riders are a group dedicated to brotherhood, fellowship, safety, supporting our community, and helping local individuals and charities. Some of the charities they support are Make-A-Wish Food Bank, Backpack for Kids, Shrine Transportation Fund, Bikers Against Child Abuse, Friendship Home, Lincoln Youth Sports, Camp Out for Kids, Autism Family Network, Matt Barr, Matt Talbot, Down Syndrome DSAF, Breast Cancer Awareness and Cystic Fibrosis. Their favorite donation, though, is to small causes and individuals in the Lincoln area. Since the first Rough Rider charity event in 2003, Rough Riders have donated thousands of dollars to needy causes and many more. While many of us are fortunate, there's never a shortage of people to help here in Lincoln and the surrounding area. The Rough Riders' ability to uniquely touch so many people
All members of the Peterson family proudly present our family's war veterans. Private First Class Robert Peterson served in World War II. He was a combat wounded, earning a Purple Heart. Tech Sergeant Nathan Peterson served in Desert Shield and Desert Storm. He earned the Kuwait Liberation Medal.
Next, we say welcome to Pinnacle Wealth Management.
And welcome to the 196th member of the Spartan Marching Band. The band would like to thank our veterans for their sacrifices for the good of our country. We are honored to march today to celebrate our nation's heroes. God bless the United States of America, home of the free because of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, as is our tradition for the Lincoln Veterans Parade, we end with the bang of the Armed Forces Medley, performed by the Lincoln East High School Marching Band. When you hear veterans in military, when you hear the service song of your branch played, please stand up and join in singing. Lincoln East. Navy. Coast Guard. Marine Corps. Air Force. One more round of applause for all of our veterans.
One more round of applause also for the Lincoln Veterans Parade Group, an all-volunteer organization of veterans and civilians working together, learning each other's strengths and weaknesses to build a better community. And let's say thank you to the Red Cross. If you regularly attend events in Lincoln, there's a good chance you've seen the American Red Cross First Aid Service Team. The team provides one-of-a-kind emergency medical services in the Lincoln area. Thank you, everybody, for attending this year's Veterans Day Parade and for supporting veterans.